Special good morning to one and all. Thank you so very much for joining me today on People's Voice. Yes, it's morning time. And if it's Sunday, it's People's Voice. And it's always good to have you with us on People's Voice. All right. We are on live. We're on Facebook and we're also streaming live on the platform tvcarib.com. You can go there if you wish to follow along or to share it with anyone who you think might be able to benefit from all this. Before I let you know with whom I'm here today, I just want to say a special Mother's Day wish to all the moms who often celebrate this time of the year or of the month to celebrate Mother's Day, because we have two different type of Mother's Day celebration. I believe it's the French and the Spanish who are celebrating today. So happy Mother's Day to all of the moms. You all fall in the same category nonetheless, and it's good to have you. Well, from circling the globe right back here to St.Maarten, I do have with me Lisa Euton, who is, of course, come with a psychology degree and is engaged in personal development for others. Always nice to have her when she's available. We'll be talking to you about a lot of things that I believe would be of help to you when you listen to this. You might be able to guide your life accordingly. So bear with us. I know it's easy to get bored when it's a topic that you don't think you have any interest in, but just give us an ear, because at the end of the day, you won't be sorry that you did. Or you might be able to pick up some information that you can share with someone else. With that said, Lisa, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Nice to have you. I wonder if I did justice to giving credence to you being here with me today.
We are
for
what
People's
we are.
Voice.
So
Yeah.
let's do this. So since I'm here, and this, I used to be here years ago, say donkey years, right, in your seat. It's nice to co-host with you and come up with us some ideas and talk. And you need a break. I'm here till August, so I hope you're gonna give me a chance to let you get a break on a Sunday.
Yeah.
You need that
That
for
would
a
be
while.
nice.
It'll be nice. You deserve that.
Yes, I know.
I
French
guess.
Mother's Day today.
Yeah, to
I
all
need
the
you to-
moms and
yeah.
to all the Spanish moms, Feliz Dia de Madre. My mom is French. Happy Mother's Day to my mom. I took her to lunch yesterday.
Oh, you did.
Yeah, and she's
That
here,
was
so it made me
pre-Mother's Day?
really happy. Yeah, her and my sister. My sister's a mom too.
Okay.
So, and my sister's from the French side. So I took the two French ladies yesterday. It was nice. And happy Mother's Day to all. And that brings me to something we were just speaking about before we went on air. And I just hope everybody remembers their mom, no matter what goes on. Your mom is your mom. You know, maybe just surprise her. I just saw on the road, all over the road, there are people selling flowers. And just take a flower and go buy it. Or even a neighbor or friend who has been a mom to you.
Yeah, that sounds.
I'm
like-
doing that today. I have
Yeah.
3 people that I always
Because
look out.
some people don't have mothers, but that doesn't
Yes.
mean they can't share a mother's love with someone who is a mom.
Exactly. When I was, running Sea Palace, Myra, she was my right hand, but she was my mom. You know, she was the queen. I call her Doña of Sea Palace. I may be the manager, but she's a queen of Sea Palace. But today I want to stop at hers. Now she knows I'm coming, so it's not a surprise anymore.
Yeah. Myra, is
But
this
yeah.
short lady? I think.
Yes.
I
She
thought
was
one of her
the
daughters.
ambassador to second ambassador to Dominican Republic for St.Maarten also.
I thought
Yes,
one of her daughters in school too as well.
her daughter was Vanessa.
Vanessa.
Vanessa lives in Argentina.
Yes.
You see how life goes?
Yeah.
How I started out with the
And
restaurant.
she's involved in
and
hotel
she
too.
connected with
Yes.
the people who sold me the chicken. And their last name is Eggs. Imagine that. So
Eggs
she
sold
runs
you
their
chicken?
hotel. But look at that. She was a little girl. But look at the universe, the way everything gets connected. We're all intertwined.
Yes.
So she's there, living there, married there.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's in Argentina. I think it's got to be almost 20 years.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, she came back
She
here
looks amazing.
and
yeah.
she looked me up for sure.
And this is how life is. We were also talking about, this brings us, it's like great segues today. People staying in the same spot forever.
Yeah.
Saying that are stuck. You were asking me about psychology. I think for me, the main thing is, it's not just about the psychology. When I first started out, so when I first came back to say when I was 25, I remember Ralph Richardson, God bless him, he said, so what are you going to do? And I had all these grand plans. He goes, no, you're not. And I was like, yes, I am. He said, "You're going to Pelican to sell timeshares." I said, "Me? But look at the grand plan." I didn't want to do it. Wind up having my first sale was $1 million, and became the first president and started the timeshare association. You see how life is. So everything is
As far as you
interconnected.
know, does that still exist?
What is
The
that?
Times
Yes,
Association.
it does. SMTA, but now that I understand there's two SMTAs. So they'll have to dignify with the acronym which one is which. Yes, I started that with Jim Rosen back in the day, and I was the first president and female. We were discussing that the other day about female, male. I never saw myself like, okay, I'm a male, I'm a female. I mean when I'm on boards, I never felt any tension. Maybe because I'm just like a warrior, but pretty much the guys,
So
all
no
the boards I sat on.
chauvinism in terms of
I never felt that. Even
gender?
with Rotary, they came to me. Rotary came to me. I never went there. Back in the day, it was who called me? Reinhiera from Shipwreck Shop. I do a bell. And I said, "Can we see you?" And I said, "We decided. Many people come, but we decided we'd like you." And I was like, I made a wish when I was 19 and forgot about it. I want to be in this. I liked what was going on, and I kind of forgot about it. And I'm now in my 33rd year. Can you imagine that? So now I'm honorary. I don't have to go if I don't want to because it's the work I've done. So someone can dub you a club, but it wasn't the St.Maarten club. It was the Dubai club. I do a lot of work there too for Rotary. So I'm back.
Hence
at
the
this
reason
one.
why I mentioned circling the globe, because you're all over the place.
I love it. See, it's better than a textbook, right? I mean, you can learn so much by reading, but when you get up and travel, I understand now why the Chinese spit all the time. When I was here, and I was like, oh my God, they're so nasty. But it's normal. When you go to China, for instance, they have spit pots everywhere.
Oh.
So they spit in the pots. Yeah, big pots, big urns. But you learn, you become more tolerant, I think, of people and their cultures. Russia, I loved. Russia was one of my favorite trips. They have so much history, and their subways are to be delighted. Their chandeliers and art. Why? They hid all the art during the war underground. So while they took up the real art
the
now,
money.
the real art is gone, but they put the fakes up. But it's sold. They're beautiful subways. So I think traveling, if everybody gets a chance, people should think about that. I see there's like a lot of young people. I don't want to say, do I say Generation Z? They're just so different now. Like the energy lists because they had homeschooling, so now they're older. But I think this generation, any generation, they need to travel. I even see a lot of Americans that never even travel across America. It's crazy.
Yeah. There's a lot to learn just by traveling.
You don't even need to change your passport. Yeah, exactly.
United States.
Or in our area, us going to another island for the day.
Yeah. Yeah. Because we live so differently, I guess.
Yeah.
And there is something that you can learn from culture, learning from other cultures that you can't learn in a classroom.
Yes, and I think globalization is really big now because people travel to us. There are planes, there are boats, there are different ways to get to us. And the thing is, we need to be more on par.
There were those persons, though, who feel that globalization is a spoiler.
Yeah, but we want to move ahead, right? Because if we don't globalize, we get stuck behind, and we need people to come to St.Maarten on vacation.
Yeah.
So we need to, and everything. I'm very happy with many things that I see, and then there are other things I think that, okay, we have to get on the ball. And then I think there are many things that people are sitting down doing nothing. I gave 2 people ideas last week. I said, they're like, oh, never thought of that. Because we need to modernize ourselves. Because people are coming from their modernization. I know people come here to be relaxed. This I know. But something simple as online banking. I'm saying, for instance. The other things of what St.Maarten makes St.Maarten unique. Oh, my God. The barbecue shacks, the huts on the beach. This is wonderful. But as far as finance and other things, there's so many other things. We just need to come up to par because I don't want the other islands to jump ahead of us. That's the main reason for me.
But, we struggle, maybe we can speak to this a little bit. We struggle these days with, especially with the way the rising cost of living and versus the amount of money one is making. And that can put a struggle on the dining room table.
And I say that, and I say it to everybody that's listening, and I know that's why you work 2 jobs. Look at me. I had the restaurants. I was still running the hotel and the meat business. You have to make, even just to make ends meet. We all did more than one thing, and we all do more than one thing. And this is very stressful, by the way. It causes a lot of stress. And Getting back to the topic of what you were saying with psychology, we have a lot of people that are burnt out everywhere.
Yeah.
People get burnt out.
That
People feel
stress.
stuck. They feel depressed. They don't know what to do. So I work with, I call it mentoring. I don't want to do coaching because I believe coaching, sorry, for me, is like a 6 week course, 6 month. I've been doing, 6 years. It was 2 years in bachelor's and then another 4 years for your, I'm sorry, 4 years for your bachelor's and 2 years for your master's. So I think people have a lot of traumas, all of us from childhood. When
So
I say
what
trauma,
do you do? What do you do? How
I
do
don't
you?
mean, first of all, you need to find out what the issue is, the trauma. I'll give you an example that a lot of people have, and it's a very Caribbean thing. One of the thing is money, because for us, we do work 2 jobs. And growing up, we might have heard our parents say, we can't afford that, or we don't have that, or we work hard for the money, or I have to work hard. And actually, in actuality, because I'm a I study neuroscience, neuroscience and metaphysics. You don't have to work hard because we are all here. I'll start with this: breathing and digesting our food without thinking about it. Right? So there's something obviously greater than us that exists. So I don't think that thing that exists, a lot of us are different religions. So normally when I speak on stages or I'm away, I would say universe. So I'll just say universe because some people have Allah, Buddha, whatever. There is something greater than us. So the universe does not want you to struggle. It really doesn't. And these are funny things they don't teach us in school. And these are things they should be teaching us besides the communication skills. So the thing is, it's called the law. There are 12 laws of the universe. I'll do one or two. Everybody knows most of them. One of the laws is the law of attraction. So they made books about it. You know, The Secret, Money. What is the other one? Norman Vincent Peale wrote a book also on money. The thing is, what you think, you become. You knew at some point in your life you wanted to be a radio person, right? You love it. You knew it. You could see yourself. You visualize. That's the whole point. But it only works on 2 things: frequency and your vibration. And why do I mean that? I mean that because it's like the old radio and the old TV we used to have. Was it Zenith?
Zenith.
And they had the 2 dials. One is frequency, one is vibration. Frequency is the radio. Vibration is the AM, FM. So once you tune in to the right way, you get what you want. It's the same thing with getting what you want in life. And people say to me, well, it's too easy. Well, I have over hundreds of clients and everybody's been super successful. And my greatest joy, I have 2 here, actually. One person, I will just say, she turned her whole life around in 6 months. It's crazy because it's the thinking, it's the mindset. It's because we grow up thinking a certain way, limiting beliefs about how we have to work, how we have to. Let me give you an example. Here's a funny one. I'm on the elevator at home before I came here, home meaning Dubai. Egyptian lady turns to me, so she's Arab, right? So they believe that getting married and having kids is your happiness, your success. So she turns to me and she looks, oh, mashallah. Mashallah means God bless you. You look so beautiful. Where are you going? She said, you always look nice. I said, thank you. Fashion Week, I think it was. I don't know. I said Fashion Week. She said, oh, mashallah. She says, I always see with your doggy. So the doggy that I used to have here.
Yes.
This is, I said, no, it's not mine. It's my friend's. But she goes, well, where's your dog? I said, she died. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, you have kids? No. I said, no kid. You have a husband? I said, no. She goes, oh, I shall pray for you to have a husband and children. So I looked at her. You know how you make a sign of the cross? I said, please don't. I'm very happy how I am. So her limiting belief is for them, they need to be married. It's a very Arab thing. Or arrange. Indian too. Arrange, get married. Please, I'm so far from that. I'm so grateful that my St.Maarten mom and my Aruba dad didn't put any pressure on any of us for any of that. They were never like that. So I'm grateful. But people, because of society, worry unnecessarily, stress unnecessarily, people not feeling well. So your mind controls your body. I'll give you another example. I have a very good friend. He's younger than me, handsome. Oh, you know, they call Silver Fox, these handsome guys. They look like his wife and I are friends. Anyway, they had dinner at my home, and they went next day to Turkey on a boat, vacation. And the doctor called. His stomach wasn't feeling good that night, and he said, I went for a checkup. So I said, okay, eat light. That night I happened to make rice tafel, this with the Indonesian dish.
Okay.
Anyway, they went on the trip, and in the middle of the trip, the doctor called and says, you need to come back. And he said, for what? I'm on my vacation. He said, no, you need to come back now. So it kind of scared him. He said, I'll tell you when you come. They took a flight. They went back. He had stage 4 pancreatic cancer. Now, this is talking about mind ruling your body. So I have learned over doing neuroscience and metaphysics when there's shadow on the pancreas or anything, because your mind rules different parts of your body. When you don't forgive, and I want to talk about forgiveness, when you don't forgive, your pancreas the cells start to, what's the word I want in English? Like they become abnormal. So she said to me right away, my friend said to me, well, if your friend's dying, she's into metaphysics. She said, who didn't he forgive? And his wife looked at the lady and said, his brother. She knew right away. So these things we have to be very careful. We have to be healthy.
I want you to hold it there for a
Yeah.
second, because you talk about forgiveness.
Forgiving.
And I had a question here for you about, and I'm thinking of our own personal environment here in St. Maarten, where people seem to be very much occupied with concepts and ideals that develop certain amount of hatred and
Yeah. It's
dislike
unfortunate.
for
I
others.
see that. Because I'm not here.
And I'm wondering what type of energy is that?
This is negative. And actually, so I'll go back to the laws of the universe. Thank you for bringing it back in, because sometimes we go off. So one of the laws of the universe is the law of reciprocation. What you put out, you get back, which is karma. So people don't realize it, and I know they say it, but I swear by good, you do good, it comes back to you. You do bad, it comes back to you.
It's comfortable doing it.
It's very, and we smile. We feel good when we do something good, though. So I know people
but
feel comfortable
later-
doing negative also, which is not good. So sometimes people get a flat tire over there on the road. I'm like, oh, what'd you do? Or what'd you say? So these little things affect, because it's energy, right? Energy can't be created or destroyed. It just changes form. So if I say something bad about you, so in the word spelling, spelling, the first 5 letters is spell, spell,
Spell?
spell. So you cast a spell on yourself.
Oh, see where you're going.
Yeah. And on other people when you talk. I don't want to talk about anybody. I don't care. I'm always more complimenting than give. And if I do think something, not negative, maybe in my mind I want to comment something and I put it out of my head.
Yeah, but sometimes when you look at your surrounding, it's almost motivated.
I
Because
know.
of so much of it is
I know.
there.
And I hear a lot on the radio lately too. And okay, I do live in La La Land, the bubble, so we don't have any of that. But when I come back, it's like overload for me. So I feel it more than other people, and I just wish people would really more give other people a
Yeah.
chance.
I was wondering, the major question behind it is how can you really push this off, or how can you really cope
So
with
okay, so I
such-
will just tell you my routine every day, and that's when I happen to see your message today. But I get up, first of all, I always thank that universe, whoever it is, Allah, Buddha, whatever it is, God, for another day, because he could say lights out in 2 seconds, right? So and by the way, our minister of Tiat was in Dubai for some business, and I introduced her to someone because I can only be there for 1 day. So I introduced her to one of the biggest heads of ESG in Dubai, and I said, she met with her first because she wanted to talk about things here, and then I said, I have to go away, so I'm leaving her, Anita Noor, with you. So she said, okay. We did lunch, and then I had to fly out the next day to speak at a conference in Slovenia. Anyway, left her with our minister, and I came back and I said, how are you? How did it go? She told me everything. Grisha went well. It went well. So I said, and how's your husband? Because he took them around. She said, lights out. I said, excuse me? She said, lights out. So lights can be out at any minute. He went downstairs.
He died.
The next day.
Yeah.
He went downstairs. They had lunch. He went downstairs. He was looking at his phone. He was looking at Instagram. So, if you look at something, it keeps repeating.
Yeah.
So she came downstairs and said to him, what are you doing? This keeps repeating. He was just out, gone. So that's why I'm saying, please forgive. Let things go. Because you don't know, lights out can be any time. There is something greater than us that exists. And your energy, when you put it out, you get it back. It's as simple as that. When you do good, you give people hate for no reason. I went to a relative to get another relative's number, not here on the friend side. And I ain't talking to she, and I don't talk to. I'm like, y'all need to stop that, because it's not nice. It's Mother's Day. Even if you have a mother and your mom and you're not talking to her for some reason right now, she's the pillar, and she is the foundation of half of your egg and sperm. You go and you say, if you don't feel to say sorry, then you send her something. You do something because she's the reason you're here. I tell people, stop that. That is not right. I see a lot of negativity. I know we went through hurricanes and bad things, but we don't even help each other anymore. Remember back in the day, I mean, if you came home from school early, the neighbor had a pot of food on the stove or waited, you came to her house until. Now people don't care so much as before for each other. And it's unfortunate. Yes, people I see, they want to give a hug and how are you? That's my old time people. But the younger people are, it's just
Gen
another
Zs.
generation. Yeah, it's another generation. So I think we have to retrain, reteach a little bit. That's why I'm doing on the side, not with the SHTA, but the etiquette that I used to do with Sister Borkia. The simple things.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, go ahead.
Just let me remind folks that you are actually more involved being here in personal development, and you also have some courses that you'll be doing.
In
maybe people can,
SHT Academy.
yeah, people can take advantage.
Yeah, we can talk
of
about
that.
that for a minute because maybe some people didn't hear your program the other day, and so thank you for the segue. So customer service training, advanced customer service training, supervisory skills, training, sales training, anyone that's forefront with people for any kind of sales, whether it be a burger to jewelry. I do a sales training course, and then I'm also doing an etiquette course. So
And
really
this you do all
inexpensive.
over the world.
All over. I travel all over. I am in Dubai, Africa, and the Caribbean. My partner Raj, who you met,
Yes,
he
I
said to
met
tell
him.
you hi. He is over Macau, Malaysia, Hong Kong, and we
Asia.
met at the. I was open to receive, and the way I met him even was so funny. You know, G knows his daughter. His daughter came to a dinner party. From some people here in St.Maarten that moved after me, and she started talking to me. I invited her to lunch, and she said, "You do what my dad does," and that's 10 years ago. And look how life is. And this is when you're open to receiving. That's why I tell people when you block, I'll go back to that energy. You block the messages that are coming in for you, because there's always something for you every second. And I'll say, "How do you know that?" Because there are days that you walk out the house and you say, "Oh, let me go back. I almost forgot that." That's your intuition. So sorry to slip off, but that's what sometimes I hear a message, and that's what I was told to tell you. But the courses, yeah, they're 9 to 5 every day at the SHTA office above Subway. And I'll be honest, so honest, I was calculating today. I was like, 159 to get a certificate and a course for the day. Where? And I'm doing that because I love my people. When I say my people, I'm talking just the people that are born here, the people that live here, because we need to make the product better, and the product is St.Maarten.
Yeah.
And I know that this time in my life, the first 20 years when I was here was for boards and business, and now it's for me to give back more and to dedicate my time to helping other people be better.
You grew up here, well, not really grew up, but you do most of your adult life,
Yes.
adult life
Yes.
around here. Looking at it now to back then, what do you see?
It wasn't as close as it used to be. People are not close because people have their own stress, their own problems, their own stresses, their own trauma. So I look for my old time people. When I say the people I used to, my little group of people, and then people are very courteous and kind when you go to the store, or whatever. People want a hug, a kiss. How are you? But I see that because population is more, right? And when the population comes, your rapid growth and your wild expansion. So the part of the roads and all this is pressures on the society. All these things. So all of this builds up in
Pressure,
all of
even
us.
on the domain.
Tension, stress, the school line, because I'm in my parents' house, in Betty's estate. So if I don't get out by a certain time, I have to be hustling in the morning. So all these pressures have to do with people. So when I do, thank you for the segue back, work with people, we work with all these kinds of things. One of the clients from St.Maarten here, she said something to me the other day, and I was like, wow. And that's like a teacher, I get joy because I'm a mentor. When I hear people say something that they wouldn't have said 6 months ago, that I would correct and say to them. And she said to me, so-and-so did this, and they did this, and before I would have did this, but now I just did this. And I said, oh my God. So this is when you grow and your mindset changes, because mindset is everything. There are some countries when people die, they have a party. They're happy because they know they're going to a better life. We cry.
Yeah.
We cry. Yeah, sure. So because we're trained that way, someone here in our station told me a few weeks back, I was in the government building, and said to me, I see you doing etiquette, but we don't do this anymore. I said, you don't what? I said, what groups are you hanging with? That you don't cut your food properly and put your napkin where it needs to go. I know we forget as time goes on, and parents don't have time to teach, and that's why I'm here.
Someone had the gall to say that?
Yeah, and it was somebody here that we work with. I say we because I still used to work here, so I feel part of PJD too. But I was like, huh? And they looked at me, and I said, well, where are you chilling? Where are you hanging? Because I still want my door open for me.
Yeah, that's...
And I still want my chair if I go to dinner. I would love. And I always make an extra emphasis if someone does it for me. I say, well, thank you. You know, and then what do you feel when I say that? You feel like, wow. I opened the door for her. And I always say, if there's a wife there, I said, you need to keep him. He's a keeper. You know, it's the little things that mean a lot, right? Communication, style, again, which is what I teach in the courses.
Maybe the person was simply
No, they did it naturally. They did it naturally.
Yeah, well...
There are some people you can tell when they fake it, or it happened to me the other day, and that was before I came here in the financial district. I went ahead. The guy ran ahead and opened the door and went through it. I said, "Excuse me." I have no, not even for me. The lady that was with him, because I was behind her. So I said, "Excuse me."
Wow.
I said, "You need to hold the door for the lady," and she was. Okay, again, this is not feeling worthy, maybe, and I'm doing a program with girls. She turns and she says to me, well, he's my boss. I said, well, what does that mean? I said, well, he has to hold it for you. You know, well, what does that? She said, well, he's my boss. I said, because he's your boss, he shouldn't hold the door. But then he corrected himself quite quickly. He did a good recovery, and I said, okay, and I smiled and winked. He said, well, I ran ahead because I wanted to open the door. Actually, he didn't, and I should have waited to say you running ahead, but it gave him time to think fast. So he said, well, I went ahead to open the door for you. And I was like, I said, okay. And I kept going. But the common decencies we forget, right? We forget those little things. So I'll be doing a summer program with kids, 5 to 7 and then 9 to 11, and teenagers and adults. The eating. We put our head down to eat the food. Yeah, all these little things, you know?
Hold on for a second. Let me take a break. This is People's Voice, folks. I'm here with Lisa Euton, and of course, when we come back, we'll talk a little bit about when you're burnt out, how you handle those type of stress. And she mentioned something about money as part of what can cause stress as well. We'll try to find some type of advice that will remedy the situation and help you to cope and move forward without having to stress that much, because stress kills. Yeah. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll continue. Welcome back. Lisa Euton is here with me. I'm so happy to have her because, of course, our conversation usually spreads out and you're able to feed from it and benefit in one way or the next. I promised going to the break that we'll talk a little bit about being burnt out and the whole 9 yards, all of which, of course, you mentioned in the break. And maybe it's important to say that as well, because
techniques.
Yeah, no, beside the technique, I'm talking about some of what can come from stressing.
Oh, yes.
The diabetes and the high blood pressure and all that kind of stuff. Sometimes when they have fears, you know, the clubs, some of the service clubs usually have these fears. We have one recently.
Yeah, back in the day we did have.
It helped people to realize that they are at a point where they need to pay attention, and also maybe at that point realize that they have been stressing so much to the point where they bring these things upon themselves.
Yes, since I am the child of I'm a prodigy, right, from a medical person. We grew up like this, but just to say, it's ingrained in me that, you know, if you have pain or something hurts from a tooth to a toe, that means something is wrong. You need to go to the doctor. Inside, if you have pain. You know, when we had the health fairs back in the day, we started with diabetes, sugar, with Scotiabank, just checking the sugar levels and the hypertension. And then with Rotary, we spread out so much to the university, and we used all the classrooms in the summer. And we had everyone from a podiatrist to a cardiologist to gynecologist. We do the pap smears right there. And I'm so grateful that my mom was able to catch so many people that had to be taken to the hospital. To this day, people stop me on the road, Front Street the other day, and said, how's your mommy? She saved my life, you know. So it's things like that. And this is what we give back. We all have gifts that are given to us, right? Inner gifts. We need to use them and help each other. And I think that we don't do it enough. We go home, we close the door, and we go to work the next day and do what we have to do and keep going. We need to give back. You know, it's another law of the universe.
Well, how can you actually advise someone who is burnt out? And what are some of the things that
Several
they
things.
normally do to show that you're actually burnt out?
Yeah,
Is it a
you can
vacation for the
tell
vacation?
sometimes with people. There's so many different ways to tell. Some people are just tired, they're exhausted, they can't move, they're beat. And sometimes you're so tired that you can't even sleep. That's it's hard when it's like that for people. So I do have people that I work with, but basically it's your mind too. Your mind rules your body.
Mm.
So what happens is some people lay up all night thinking, and there's nothing. But write it down and try to fall asleep. Go to sleep. No,
Sometimes it's not.
you can't. And again, I have to say, and I go back to trauma from being young. When I say trauma, I don't mean a car accident or something. I mean just stuff that happened when you were a kid. Or maybe you heard your parents yelling at each other and fighting, because it's normal in relationships, you argue, you fight. But now you're not even married because you're afraid of the institution, because at childhood, if it came in your mind from 0 to 7 that this is what marriage is about, people don't realize, but these little things affect people. Couple were arguing yesterday in a restaurant. I said, don't do that, because now you're showing the child that it's okay to do. And she said, no, he don't know. Yes, they do know. That's why it's called tabla rasa, blank slate, right? Who do you have to learn from? The people around you,
Yeah.
the cultures around you. You take it in and you learn. Yeah.
Speak to. Sometimes it's not people staying up all night and doing whatever.
It could be many
Sometimes
things.
they're working too.
People
Um,
overwork.
Yes. Working
I find if people
day
take a
and
break,
night.
it helps. Because then you become more productive when you rest your mind. When you don't rest your mind and you don't take a break, you become less productive. Even if it's a power nap, I can tell you for us, I'm going back to, because now, okay, I live here and there, right? 6 months, 6 months. So there we have off 2.5 days a week, because we want people to feel rested and also to be with the rest of the world. So from Friday at 12 o'clock on to Sunday night, we are off. The next state, we are off. They're off 3 days a week. They're off Friday, Saturday, Sunday. If it was my world, I would say a Wednesday, so people can do the work they want to do in the week. Housework, this work, relax, kind of gain. So 2 days, day off, 2 days. You become more productive.
But Lisa, in our society, it's hard to do.
Yeah,
when
but you
have
can work
to do
the
two
extra hour.
jobs.
Yeah, it's hard. It is hard. I work 3, so I know. Plus the boards. So I do know, and I'm not bragging in any way. I'm just saying we do what we have to do here, and we never think about it. Now when I look back and think, I was like, oh my God, I was doing so many things at one time. But it's because it's our society. It's very expensive. You spoke about that earlier, if I might mention. I was telling someone, how the prices are there compared to, it's very expensive here, lifestyle, and I wouldn't say I'd have to work 2 jobs again, but the point is I could see why people,
Have to work two
yeah, the groceries that I get here, I get twice as much there. So it's unfortunate,
jobs.
but
With the same money, you mean?
yes, but again, everything is shipped in. So shipping fees are on things, rent, all these things get put on the prices here of the food, of services.
Yeah.
Even if the service isn't good, I went somewhere the other day and they added on. I was like, you didn't even serve me. I served myself. But anyway, I just paid it anyway because I believe in tithing and God and giving out, and you get back when you give. And who gave me the money anyway? The big man upstairs. So I was like, I'll just give the money and shut up. But it's another thing I talk about. It's the law of reciprocation. We're very, where I come from, very valet-oriented place. Even if at the grocery store, you can valet your car. I see people don't even give a dirham. Dirham is 25 cents. So $1, $2. Come on, he parked your car. So the things like this, even in church, put some change in. Put something in, because God gave us the money anyway. And I don't mean to get holy on everybody, but it's a law of energy. We're here somehow. Nobody said lights out to me yet, because I know I have a lot more work to do. And I
You
have a lot
keep
work to do
using
yet.
the word lights out, lights out.
Lights out is bye, see you.
You don't want to mention die.
Yeah, die, yeah. But I meant it as a joke. Lights out is lights out.
Yeah, lights out. Yeah.
Yeah.
It can mean
You
so
could
many
say
things.
die. You could say die.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have a problem with that.
And you're saying that can happen anytime.
You
So
never know.
that's
Look how
why
many
we need
people,
to-
men especially, the statistics of men going to sleep and waking up. A lot don't wake up in the morning. There's a name for that. I forgot the name of it. But yeah. It can happen any old time. You could be running. I had a friend New Year's Eve several years ago, jumping with his family. He said New Year's Eve fell right there on the ground.
So how can money be stressed? You mentioned
Money,
that.
yeah. You see, money is energy, right? How do I say that, and why do I say that? Because we started with money back in the day with what? Land, rocks. This represented what we owned, right? Rocks. From rocks, it went to what? Salt. Salt was a big Big use of money and wealth back then. Salt. From salt it went to what? Stones, jewelry, paper money, cards. Now you just tap the phone. So this is energy, right? This is energy. Something says you owe this amount. People stress, but for some reason, I'll give you one of my clients just a few days ago. Oh, I don't know if I can make it to the end of the month. I don't know. I said, excuse me. Did you make it through 2024? Yes. Did you make it through 2020? Yeah. Did you make it through last month? Yeah. Well, what would make you think you wouldn't make it? But the thing is, when we think like that, you put your mind in a state of lack. So what happens? The universe sends you lack. You can't think in lack. When you think in lack, you always have lack. It's like you say to someone, I don't have money right now. Right now is fine. If you say, I don't have money, I'm poor, don't put that energy on yourself. I'm temporarily low on cash. That's a good way to say. Words have energy. People need to understand that. You know, we have a thing, and it's just in our DNA. Lisa, you look so nice in that dress. Oh, this old thing, I had it in the closet. Just say thank you. So I've learned to just say thank you. There's a special commercial, Special K, you know, the cereal. They came out years ago with three men sitting at a bar talking about their hips and their clothes and then it says, now ladies, don't we sound stupid? And you do, because we worry about things that don't make sense. It doesn't matter. Even in marriages and relationships, I work with a lot of couples. A lot of couples bring their baggage into the relationship, but they don't open the suitcase till they're married because they're afraid to talk to each other. So I have couples that I work with where she grew up with only men in her family and he grew up with only women in his family. So he reacts, because it's learned behavior, like a female when they argue, and she behaves like a man. Now, I have a year working already with them to change their mindset and how they think and converse with each other and communication style. She looks 10 times better now. They're married, they're happy, but it doesn't happen every day. Sometimes people realize they're not supposed to be with each other in the end of the day, you know? But my job is to mentor. Yeah?
All right, Lisa Euton is here with me, folks, and covering just about everything. Just don't forget
Everything.
that we need to actually, again, send love and best wishes and mothers to all the mothers who
Happy
are
Mother's
celebrating
Day.
Mother's Day today.
Happy Mother's Day.
Just to make sure that you are not missed. The last time I was here for the other Mother's Day, which is the American Mother's Day, I was trying to get folks to share some feelings about the role and everything else, but looks like not much people were showing interest.
Really?
No.
I'm everything I am because of my mom. She's so strong. She taught us to be strong. She taught us to be versatile. She taught us to do more than one thing. You know, she always said, you don't get rich doing one thing.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't have their mom alive too as well.
Yeah, that's true too. But a lot of people have mentors, people that they believe in. And I say this to everybody. Get someone that you like in the business you want to be in, that you can talk to and be friends with, that is close to you, or someone that you can tag along with, or go and sit with in a lunch break. This is so important. There's so many amazing people in our community that are legends. That we can go to that are so willing to mentor. You know, people that work hard, that had a heart, you know, we worked hard, we gave back. We're so willing to show other people the way. It would be so great if the young people today, and I'm going to try to start with this girls program. It's called I'm Worthy. And I'm going to try to get 3 or 4 women from the community that can mentor. There's about 20 girls I'm going to do, and it's going to be scripting, journaling, looking in the mirror and saying, I love you. I have a girl from Suriname in Dubai that I work with, and she can't look in the mirror and say I love you because as a child her parents never told her or gave her love. So she can't look at herself and even say it, and henceforth what happens is with her kids she's very cold with them. So I said, you need to break that cycle. You can't do that because what? It's learned behavior. I feel like Mr. Rogers' neighborhood, the word of the day today, boys and girls, is learn behavior. People have learned behavior. So what happens is because they can't learn from anyone else, so they learn that and they think it's okay. I have a friend, every time she has an argument with her husband, she shuts the door in her bedroom. She doesn't come out. Now, you need to work that out. I'm tough when I talk. You need to sit down and work it out. You can't shut the door and think it's going to go away, you know?
You were also saying that earlier on, you mentioned that you can do a kind gesture.
Yes, I was speaking about that during our break.
Who is a mom.
Or you consider someone that you look up to as a female, or bring them a flower today. Bring them something. I don't know, pastry, patty, something. I love you. You're amazing. Do you know when you give out that kind of energy, what comes back to you?
Yeah.
And then you
See?
feel better. Don't you feel better when you give?
Yeah.
You know, it's part of the reason I'm in Rotary. I love to give. I love to give back. And it's a place to give on a bigger scale. You know, we give to orphanages and to, you know, all kinds of different things, you know, here in St.Maarten too. So, I mean, we must give. It's part of the cycle of life, you know? You get, I would say somebody else's garbage is someone else's treasure. The thing with your things too at home. If you have things sitting around, or your car is dirty, or your wallet has papers in it, you need to clean that out because it's energy. Clean that out now. Clean that out today. Today's the 31st, by the way.
Yeah.
Today is the strongest. It's 2 moons in 1 month. It's 2 full moons. So it's
Yeah.
called a blue moon.
Oh.
You know the phrase they use? Yeah, right. In a blue moon. That's how they use it. This won't happen again till
Yeah.
2028.
Yeah.
Lord, people sit down today and make your
Once in a
wishes.
blue moon.
Once in a blue moon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Today is a day to be happy. Today's a day to enjoy because how you are today is how you bring in the next 2 years. So happiness.
Yeah.
Somebody's calling.
Yeah.
Can you hear?
Okay, let's see if we can take a call. Good afternoon, caller. Good morning, rather.
We
Yes.
can't hear.
Happy Mother's Day it is today, eh?
Yes.
Again.
Yeah.
But we have to cherish every moment to get to praise and bless and give
Amen.
thanks and praise. Also for having a mother. I could say that because I've been raised by a mother only, and I don't recall any of us turning out to be a bad person in society, you know. And she was very strict, and
Yes.
so when we say like a woman cannot raise a boy to be a man,
Who says
I
so?
believe that's a fib.
He said the
Yeah.
phrase.
And
Yeah. Yes.
I really know otherwise because I've traveled abroad, I've worked abroad, and I've known there's other people that has been in the same shoes like me, you know, so I could speak for many of us. And I really appreciate hearing a lady speaking about a woman, you know. But one thing, though,
Yeah.
times have changed. The women from today are not the same like yesterday. So I'm also listening to her saying about other people that has phobias, you know, they can't look at and tell another person, I love you, without probably thinking love means something else, you know, because today when you say, I would tell you that, Mr. Moore,
Yeah.
I love you, my brother, and it's nothing to do with sex.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's just, I love you, you know, I shows that.
We
to
should
other
love
people
each
as
other,
well.
shouldn't we?
Excuse me?
We should love each other, shouldn't we?
Yeah, but you should be able to say it as well.
Yeah.
You know? And all that is from because I had a mother
Yeah.
that taught us. She had it difficult, but she was always there.
Yeah.
I want to end by saying a nice program.
Thank you.
And enjoy the Mother's Day.
Thank you.
Bless it to all
Thank
of you
you.
all. Thanks for being there, ma'am.
Yeah.
Take care of your mama.
Okay.
You know what I love seeing?
She's
She's
in the
passed.
best. She's in a better
Okay.
place than us right now.
Okay, she's looking over you. She's looking over you
Yes,
today.
I wish that.
Put her
Thank you
picture on a
also.
candle today, yeah.
Bless you, my dear. Thank
Okay.
you.
Bye.
I love seeing, these big, hunky guys, you know? Like these big rappers they look tough. But when it comes to their mommy, they're like a puppy dog.
Yeah. No, but you know, sometimes when I realize that people put a lot of emphasis on Mother's Day and so on, it's really deserving, you
Yes,
know,
it does.
because they often
Sacrifice.
play double roles
And they sacrifice
and
a lot.
still working. Could you imagine a mother who is hustling 2 jobs in order to put food on the table and no father around and they have to worry about this? You gotta give them
I
some
still don't know
credit.
how mine did it to put us through private school and work in the emergency room and build our houses. But she was always selling things, you know. She was always doing bandanas or jewelry, or she was always doing something on the side.
Yeah.
So that taught us too to hustle.
Yeah.
You know, do more than one thing.
And-
but
and
they're amazing. Moms are amazing.
And I would certainly hope that those who have a mom who is alive today find some time to really
Yeah,
show
go and see her,
mom some
hug her.
love. Yes.
I love you. You don't know to carry, I have not, but to carry a child, a human being, and grow in your body for 9 months, even if it's adoption though, but then take care of that child, nurture it, teach it, change it, feed it, you know, and be dedicated, give up of yourself. Stay hungry to give
Yeah.
that child food, or I want that dress, but she needs that or he needs that for school. It's such a big sacrifice. And I find a lot of youth don't realize that it's a big, that's you growing, and it zaps from your body when you're growing. A human in your body, it's taking from other parts of your body, and it leaves another, even a woman's body in, sorry, scarred or disarrayed. Or I have a friend to this day, it's her son's birthday, her pelvis, he was so big that it moved her pelvis, that to this day she has a problem with her pelvis. But it's a lot of hard. So if you don't speak
Yeah.
to your mama today, you need to call, please, wherever she, even if she's not here, if she's in heaven, say a prayer. But if she's away, you need to find that number and call. There's nothing like a mother. My mother always said anybody can be a mother, anybody can be a dad, but there's only one mother.
Something too that is a little different nowadays too. Mothers used to be extended to outside families too as well, because if you are walking the road and you might do something that is wrong or say something that is out of place, a mom would get the respect of that child. That lots of that doesn't happen these days, and even in your own home, the children have grown to the place where they have so little respect. So I don't
even
know.
to it happened to me, if I might say it, I won't use the word, but these kids on the bikes, they make me nervous. As I get
Yeah,
older too,
that-
when they're doing these flips, I'm like, I purposely lean back. I'm not up under them. I just slow down.
Yeah.
And then one just came out of nowhere and tried to pass in front of me. He doubled back and came to me, and he said, "I would have effed you up." I said, "Excuse me?" Yeah. He said, "I would have." I was like, "What?" So the kids say they're not even respectful. Police officers, how we used to respect firemen, police officers, medical people. I see today the kids are rough. But I call that babies having babies, and those babies not being aware how to raise the babies, which is unfortunate.
Unfortunate.
It's an unfortunate thing. And this is when I say to people, you have to help guide these young people. I know a lot of them are rough, but I was in French Quarter the other day, and a bunch of them were on the bike, and I slowed down, and I said, "You guys have to slow down." They didn't know I was from there, so they're like, "What?" They thought I was a tourist, and then I started speaking. I said, "No," and my Shamba Hill accent, and he said, "Well, you're from here," and I said, "Oh, what?" I said, "Stop! You guys are gonna kill somebody. Look at you. You're all so handsome. You have so much to give in this life." But they're living for the day, for that one day. You see,
For the moment.
yeah,
not
for the
just a
moment.
day, for the
Yeah,
moment.
that's true. That is true, and that scares me. You know.
But I just hope that we can get people to just show more appreciation to mom today,
Yeah.
because they're very special people.
I hope
And
somebody-
it does something for them after all that they have done
Yeah.
for you, their children. And some of us don't even have mothers. My mom passed, and I don't have someone who can be a mom to me. But I do have people around me who are mothers, and they, of course, is always appreciated for.
Well, I would like to say also, thank you for saying that people, there are some lovely people listening to us now that are moms that maybe are not going anywhere today. Please do something for you. I send you a happy Mother's Day. And just do something for you. You did a lot. Being a mom is the hardest job ever.
Will you do something for you? Can you appreciate that?
Yeah, I do.
had-
I do. I take a walk. I'll do. And we were talking about the things I do and the things you can do to relieve stress.
Yeah.
Exercise is a big one. Walking.
Yeah.
Is a big one. You don't have to run. You can walk. Walking increases endorphins. It increases that feeling good feel that you have, the dopamine. Some type of exercise. You don't have to do hardcore. I just stopped doing hardcore after years because my L4 and my L5 were hurting in my back.
Just walking.
Walking, it can be things that you like
Quiet.
to do. I love watching comedies. I love watching something today for you. Some people like a glass of wine, a nice bath. Do something that you like to do for yourself. I find this is what I call nurturing yourself. You have the mind, body, soul, right? Mind is, something for you. I meditate in the morning. A lot of people tell me it's very hard, but if you start with like a beginner's meditation
the
on
morning
YouTube,
is the best time for that.
you know why, if I might say, before you go to sleep and before you go to bed. Now, I'm giving you a tidbit from my sessions, but we are in what you call theta. This is like when you're just about to fall asleep and you're like groggy, but you still kind of think, but you can't. And that's just when you wake up, you're kind of groggy. I don't want you to reach for the phone before you go to sleep. And when you wake up, I want you to think about your future and what you want to do. Let's say that house, you saw that house. Give an example. See yourself there. So because this is when your dreams come true. When you start thinking about it, when you're just falling asleep, it's called theta. You know, alpha, beta, theta, theta. This is when you're in theta. And this is when you just wake up also. So I tell people, don't grab your phone right away. Just lay there for a minute. Say thank you. Thank you for my day. Thank you that it's amazing. Because you have to proclaim your day. It's in the Bible too, right? Proclaim. So thank you for an amazing day. I said it this morning. And then I opened the phone and there you were. But it's a thing. It's proclaiming. You must proclaim. The Bible says proclaim. Don't beg, because then you're begging. The universe feels you begging. It's frequency and vibration. People think, well, this is so easy. It's not that it's easy. They don't teach us this in school. Isn't that crazy? That's why there's only a 1% of the very wealthy.
You mentioned begging, now we are close to the end. You mentioned begging, but I've seen of late that we have young school children
I hope
who are
it's not nice.
adopting
This
the
behavior.
habit of begging. I know it's better to ask them to steal,
That's true.
but
It's the wrong behavior, and again, this is learning from someone else that this is okay. So it's unfortunate, but there's so many jobs here now too. I'm looking at this was like season.
if you want something,
but
instead of begging, you have to put something in to get it.
and motivation for the job.
Work,
Motivation.
do a little, go somewhere, do a little bit of bagging or something.
It's
That
about
habit
looking
of
towards the
begging,
future. I
that
hope we
habit of
continue
begging.
this talk because I know we're at the end, but I would love to be your co-host another day. And we can talk about stuff like this because I think it's so important for the community. I see it more because I'm not here all the time.
Yeah.
So it kind of is disturbing.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
Very much so. I don't think that is something that we need to, if our children is involved doing it, we need to let them know that that's not the best thing.
We have an extra added responsibility as being a tourism destination, and that's like not just our home life. This is like tourist life. People save their money all year to come vacation by us, and we're doing all this nonsense.
Yeah.
You know, and I know that's a lot of things involved, and don't take me wrong. I just feel like we need to be on the extra because there are other islands that are ahead of us because they realize all this. You know, so
And there's certain things that we have to arrest
yes,
so that we can stay ahead of everyone else, because all the other islands have.
well, I'm here doing my part.
I was thinking that
I
the
need everybody to do
service.
their part. Yeah.
I was thinking that the service part is something that we definitely gonna have to work on to make sure that
and with each
it's at a
other.
level.
And with each other, how we talk to each other in the back room. That's so important, you know? Because when you're happy, it comes out in your work.
Yeah.
And it comes from the top down. There are some people I can tell they have a great boss or a great manager because they're just happy. There are people that are miserable because it comes from the top down. So these are the things. That's why I have the supervisory courses also.
Yeah, they sometimes need courses, you know.
They do, but
because
that's
they pass down the wrong energies at times.
Wendell, there's a difference between being a manager and a leader. So I would hope to, when people finish my course here, they can manage,
Yeah.
but I want them to lead.
Okay, I'm so happy that you get there, because in closing,
That's
I wanted
awesome.
to let people know that from the 15th of next month
To the 30th.
to the 30th, you
They
will
can
have
just
a
call in
course.
542-0108, the SHTA office, 542-0108, or info@shta.com. I am so happy to be able to give a certificate, an award. I mean, a certificate for work after one day for 159 to 219.
Yeah,
Please
and if you
come.
have to go look another job, this is something that
And this
you
is
can
you don't
show
you don't have to do it
that you
because you're
have
in the
this
job.
trade.
You can come
No.
off the street on your day off and take the course. So go on the website, all the courses are there, or they can contact you. You have all the sheets.
Yes, I do.
And I'm always happy to be here helping.
All right. I'm so happy that you're able to share some more time with me.
Happy
Probably
Mother's Day.
Look forward to doing this again another day. Lisa Euton, folks, as a daughter of the soil, if I may put it that way, she came from all around the globe to come back home to us, and is available to share tips and helps as to how you can, personally
the
develop
courses.
yourself. And she's doing some courses of which you can be a part of. I'll have more information on that in the days leading up to that time. So you can contact me here, or you can reach out to Lisa at
you know what?
SHTA.
You know what? SHTA 5420108, 5420108. But you know what? I have so many people in my phone, and I have to get now my St. Maarten
So
phone.
let
But
them call
they can call
Sis-
you, and you can give them my number. So it's not a problem. I have so many people. Anyway, I
All
hope
right.
everybody has an amazing day. Take
Yeah.
care of your moms, ladies, especially ladies. And I send you all blessings.
All right, thank you for closing it off.
Thank you.
You're wonderful co-host. That's it for today, folks. Thank you so much for joining us on People's Voice. Hope that what we shared with you, you benefited from it, or if you have benefited, feel free to share it with someone else as well. That's it for today. We'll be back again next Sunday with another program, People's Voice, right here on this station, and also on Facebook and on the live stream. Take care of yourselves, folks. Enjoy what's left of the Sunday. Goodbye.